put it back in, sprayed, because I forgot to unplug the fuel pump when I checked it, sprayed fuel all over my new paint job. I know this looks like a continuation of my last video on this car. And I'm going to be honest. Kinda is. Same shirt, same pants, same car. Same place it was when I ended the last video. It's been, roughly a minute, 2 minutes past when I finished that last video. But we're starting a new project. And I've discovered, I can do all these projects in series and just kind of say, I ought to do all this. But if you're trying to find out how to do one particular thing, like change the booster, which is what was the last video, then I can title it, Change the Booster. And people who are looking to learn how to do that, I don't know that learning for me is the best idea in the world, but I get the job done. So they can watch the booster, and they don't have to watch all the other junk I'm doing, In this case, we're going to fix the fuel gauge. Okay, I put a new fuel pump in this thing, and evidently I ham-handed something when I did that. And that was before I started YouTubing when I did that. But we're going to go ahead and fix the gas gauge. I'm thinking I've just got it set wrong. It's not going, I think it's actually reading properly, but the pickup tube is too short, is what I'm guessing. That it's running out of gas at 1/4 of a tank. Even though it has 1/4 of a tank, it's just not sucking it from there. I think. If it's off, then we're going to have to make some adjustments on the float. Well, I got to get it out of there and see what it is. You are going to be amazed at just how easy it is to get at the fuel pump and float assembly in this car. It's really, you don't even have to get on your back, folks. You don't have to get on a lift. You can do it standing right almost here, well, over there. But stay tuned, and let's go. Take that up. Actually, if I remember right, nope, you don't have to take it off, I don't think. Well, maybe you do. I can't remember. Yeah, I guess you do. You got to take the door off. See this little plastic doohickey? That is all you have to do to take off to get at what we're getting at. So I got to get some screws and take these off, and then I'm going to take this piece off. I thought it was plastic, but it's actually, I think it's actually metal. But just get some screws, take these screws off. Technically, well, we might not even have to do that. Hang on. We just got to take these 4 screws out. Now listen to me. There's 2 back here you can't see. And there's 2 right here. I'm going to try to just take them off here, these 4, and see if this will lift. If not, I'll take this off. I have a question for you all. Maybe somebody can answer it for me. There's a little miniature cup holder right here. I don't know what that's for. So, if anybody knows what that little dip there is for, put it in the comments. I'm curious. Because it just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Anyway, let's get this off of here. Got the gas cap off. And this was on my screwdriver, and I don't want it to booger stuff up, so I took it off. But it's just 4 screws, I think what I'll do is I'll just turn this cap upside down. I can use it for a cup holder or a screw holder. And I'll hit it and knock everything all over the place, and I won't have the screws anymore. But, we're going to do it anyway. So let's see. 4 screws. Whoops, dropped one. Whoop, dropped one. And slammed it shut. But this is them. They're just really tiny. One more. While I have it out, I could, get rid of all the overspray and stuff on it. But Nope, not gonna. I've got to take it off again for another purpose, and I'll explain that to you all at another time. But for now, this is what we're doing. So let's see if she'll just look at that. That was like way too easy. Okay, so let's go put this in a safe place. Here's a little rubber boot-like thing here that catches the gas, I guess. So you gotta be careful to pull that out without tearing it up, and that's not an easy task. I've already torn it a little bit from before, but this is just a shield so that you don't spill gas all over everything. So I'm gonna try to get her out of here in one piece. It's probably not as pliable as it was, the day they installed it. It's pretty easy to go in, it just slides in, but getting it out is another whole nother question here. I don't want to tear it up though, so. See what I mean? Come on, old girl. There we go. It's got a little access hole there to help you out. And just, there we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Now we just got to finagle it out of here. Alright. Almost alright. Kinda alright. Alright, well, it was alright. Make believe it's okay. What the heck? There we go. I knew it was going to come out like that all the time. Alright. So, what do we got in here? I got to figure out, oh yeah. That's what I needed to know right there. Can I get at, yep. I can. And I'll explain to you why I needed to know that. And I might even get to that today. I doubt it, but I might even get to that today. Now, let me show you. I don't know if you can see that, so let me give you a little better look-see. See? That's what we're up against. I've got fuel lines. Okay, 3 fuel lines. And I've got these bolts here. So we take these fuel lines off, unplug this, the sending unit / pump wiring, and we'll take this whole unit straight out, and that's going to be what we're working on. I'm going to have to get those wires off of there somehow. Well, actually they're not. Oh, duh. Dum-de-dum-dum. Sorry about that, folks. There's a plug right here. Got to pull this little doohickey out of here. Come on. Man, everything's fighting me today. So let's get this and pull it back. It's got a little barb on here to keep it from coming out. Man, it is just fighting me today. Come on, baby. Well, maybe we can squeeze it with my pliers. Okay, don't take it off down here. Take it off at the plug. So, that was my bad. I did this a while ago, so I don't remember. So give it a little pressure on it and keep pulling. Hopefully that'll work. I'm squeezed. There we go. Okay. Whew, jeepers. Alright. And then just got a tab. You pull back on the tab and it just comes right out. There we go. That makes more sense. If you'll notice, I'm not using any kind of an automatic, electric, or pneumatic or anything like that, because I'm dealing with paint around here, and the last thing I need is something to go flying and chip on the paint, because this paint is fairly new. It's probably not super hard yet. Paint, as it gets older, it gets harder. I'm not really sure of the time frame of becoming fully cured, but I don't want to take any chances. So we're gonna treat it like it's soft. You know. Had to help the wife carry some feed bags for the chickens. Now it's time to get back to this. Well, took all the bolts. I think there's 9 of these. Take all 9 out. And you're just going to pull it straight up. You'll have to finagle it a little bit to get past all the other goodies. And we're hanging up on the float here. Alright, and there we go. Now here's the problem: is I've got to get something to, so I don't spill the spill fuel all over everything. So let me go get a bucket or something along those lines. Let's get this out of here without spilling fuel on everything. And there we go. I cool off out here, and it's getting kind of cold, so I'm going to put the tape measure in here. And it goes, let's see, the deepest, it's got a little, I don't know what to say. I'm going to get, before I go crazy here, I'm going to get a light and take a look in there and see just where all this is supposed to be. Your guess is as good as mine. Can you see down in there? See that yellow bowl, shall we say? That's what my pickup tube is inside of. And I really don't necessarily understand why. Because the fuel, it's got a little dip in it, but the fuel can't get to it. And that leaves probably a good 4 inches of fuel in the tank still. Let's see, it's about 3 inches of fuel in the bottom of the tank if I'm inside of that. So I don't know if that is supposed to be just for the float. So let me kind of look at what we got going on the pickup tube, and maybe the pickup tube's supposed to be outside of that and the float's supposed to be in it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm looking at the float, and the float's going down quite a bit further than the actual pickup tube. So I'm going to measure from the bottom of the tank to, so it's going right about there, and to that is 13, just short of 14. We'll go 13 and a half to the bottom of that thing, and then if I go, it's about the same to the bottom of the plastic thing, the bowl, and the tank itself. It's about the same, but like I said, there's 3 inches of fuel still in that little plastic thing, so I don't know. But let's go measure the actual sending unit. Now here it is. Well, actually it looks like the sending unit is right at the pickup. Oops. So let's measure it from the bottom. It's probably floating about 13 and a half. She's going right to the bottom of the tank. So I don't know. I think maybe the float goes inside. I'm going to guess that the float goes inside of that plastic bowl, and that keeps it from sloshing around a whole lot when it gets low. And this, I think, goes, because this goes at an angle. That's just weird. That's just weird. But yeah, this is not inside of, the pump is not inside of that little bowl. Just this is. But the pump is kind of at an angle, but the very bottom of it is, 13 and a half inches to the bottom of that. And this is saying full. I think what I might do is plug it in and play with it outside the car and see just what happens here. So let me try that. We got this little girl out, and I actually took this little bugger apart right here, cleaned it up really good, and it changed nothing. Then I started looking for a new sending unit, see if I could find a new sending unit. And I came up with a discovery. 84, which is what I have. It's all by itself. That's no surprise, right? Everything I have is 1 year only. So 85 through 87, I think, all take a different one. 88 through 91 or 2 take another one. And then 93 to 96 take another one. They all look exactly the same. So, this is what I figured probably happened. This works. The gas gauge, well, on this one it's digital. It kind of goes up. It's kind of cool. But it says quarter of a tank when she's empty. So originally I thought, well, my pickup was up, too high. But no, because she's right there, So that wasn't a problem. Then I figured, well, maybe this, little doodah was dirty. So I cleaned it up, put it back in, sprayed, because I forgot to unplug the fuel pump when I checked it. Sprayed fuel all over my new paint job. Evidently it's cured enough. It didn't take it off, thank God. That would have been bad. But as I was doing research, and I found out that they all look exactly the same, but they're all different. Right? All the same, but different. Kind of like twins, right? You meet a set of twins, they look exactly the same. At least, pretty close. But they're different. Same here. The 84 is all by itself. So I am thinking, that's always dangerous, that somebody, somewhere, it's an 84, 94, 2004, 2014, almost 45 years ago they made this car. Somebody may have changed the fuel pump. I know, no, probably, right? So this is what I'm thinking happened. I think somebody changed the fuel pump at some point in this thing's life, or the fuel sender pumps, because you can actually buy the whole assembly, or you can buy just the pump, or you can buy just the sending unit. It's a little cheaper if you gotta buy both. Buy both. It's cheaper to buy them together. But in my case, I put the pump in when I first got the car because it wouldn't run. Put a pump in it. It ran just great, but gas gauge is off. So I'm hoping. Otherwise, I just wasted $130. I bought a fuel sending unit. And if I can get the box open, it's got to come with instructions, There we go. All right. Ah, that's pretty, right? That is downright pretty. So everything looks the same. Well, wait a minute. Okay. Yep. Everything looks semi-identical-ish. Look, it even comes with gaskets. Woohoo! And a new screen. That's always nice. All right. So, I don't know. Oh, that's to plug into the pump. Well, this is going to be special. I had splices in here, solder joints on the old one because I put the pump in, but I'm not going to have to do that now because got a whole new hookup thingy. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is hoping that it's just the fuel gauge that's different and that they read differently. So I'm hoping this new one, notice I'm saying hoping a lot, I'm hoping this new one is going to fix my problem. One thing I did notice is the old one has a resistor right there. The new one, no resistor. That could be the Achilles heel. Think? Maybe? Anyway, everything else looks the same. Plug looks identical. Plug that goes into the pump looks the same. It's different color, but let's pull this out and take a quick see. So let's pull this off of here. Look at it. Need the glasses, Let's see. Looks two-pronged. Looks good to me. All right. Woo! Are you excited? Yeah, I'm just excited about driving this car. I've driven it once, and y'all came along for that ride. And by the time you see this video, you will have seen that video, even though at this point in time that video isn't actually out yet, but it's in the computer ready to go. I just got to download it. But anyway, so let's go ahead and switch this and that. We've got to put the fuel pump, because I didn't buy the whole fuel pump assembly. That would have been, way too easy. So I'm going to switch this over. I'll get the camera a little closer. And y'all can see how I'm doing this. Let's get this one out of the way momentarily. I'll tell you one thing. I like it when they give you a little extra line. You know what I mean? You can always tuck it in. Better to have too much than not enough, I always say. So we just got to take the fuel pump off of here. We're going to discard all of this. So yeehaw. So all I've really got to do is take this screw, hose clamp, whatever you want to call it, off of here. And she's got a fairly new screen on there, so I don't know if I'm going to mess with that at all. But we got to look at the bottom, and we got to see where she's open at. And let's put the glasses on. Let's see. There's metal there. There's metal there. She's open over there, so she goes this way. Not cooperating nicely at all. I think it's open there. No, this one doesn't have an opening. Well, that's just great. So I guess we just kind of bend it out of the way. Well, I guess I got to take this off, right? Because she's not. This is why they give you another sock, I guess. This one doesn't have an opening, or does it? Nope. Doesn't have an opening. Well, how in tarnation are you supposed to get that off of there? I guess I just gotta pry this off of here. Good thing they gave me another one. It's probably gonna break. There we go. Ah, look at that. Yep, I might put the new one. Yep, sure enough, it doesn't give me there's no opening like the other one had. It's just stupid. So we're just gonna bend this off of here, like so. Oh, or break it. That's always an option. There we go. Thank you very much. Now I dropped the rubber gasket. Yeah, the rubber gasket. But that's okay because we got another rubber gasket. All right. And I did find this one. They were up to $400 for some of these. That's a little different. That's a little different, don't you think? We're going to go with what it calls for because, like I said, this may not have been 1984 material. It may have been 1985 material. So we want to make sure we get the right stuff. Okay, now. Oh, I lied. I thought that had a C in it, but I guess they're all the same. Whatever. So now I've got to fit this in here. Look, it's kind of dirty, right? Little dirty there. I'm going to put the new gasket in there. And it's got some little doohickeys that fit into little doohickeys on the pump, like so. And then I'm going to put this on here. Well, I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm going to put this on here first. And then I'm going to put it on a little too far and put my little rubber gasket in there. I guess that's for vibration. Turn it, index it to the proper way. I don't know if y'all are watching. But, oh, there we go. And wiggle her a little bit, make sure she's kosher. Oh, you know, I forgot to put the, oh, we got these kind. Ha ha ha. They gave us these little gator clip type ones, and that's fine with me, since I accidentally put this on with. Now I'm going to kind of push her down, because I want her to fit tight against. Well, I'm not sure this is. Come on, old girl. Hey, go. You got to give me some pliers, I think. Have pliers. So we're going to put them in like so. Get them to start. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to push it downward so it's tight up against that. And tighten her up. Okay. They gave me two, but that one's doing alright. I'm just going to leave it in there. And that's that on this. Now we're going to take this bad boy. And because of, well, because of nothing, I don't know. Well, I'm going to use this one because it's an 84 and that's what it calls for. So we're just going to, well, this is the return. Do I want to block the return? Because what happened? Well, it wouldn't hurt to have a screen in the return, would it? Definitely not. So I'm just going to put it right across like this. Yep. I may have lied. I ended up putting this one on. The other one just wouldn't go on. I don't know. It looks like it may be slightly out of round. But I put the old one back on. It was nice and clean, so, and it wasn't that old. I put it on when I got the fuel pump on. So, and then we just put this in here. And I would put dielectric grease, but it's going to be in gasoline. And so there's really no point because dielectric grease is just going to float away in the gas. And then, there we go. Wasn't quite in all the way. You got to make sure they snap in, folks. If that doesn't snap in, it's not all the way in. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's got a little locky thingy going on here. Yep. So you want to make sure you get that pushed down in there too. So, here we go. Okay. And I'm not sure what this is. I'm guessing it's a vent. But that should do us. She's on there. I don't know if I trust that clamp, but it's what they gave me, so we're going to try it. I don't really like these wires in the path of the gasoline, but what can you do, you know? I suppose I could zip tie them over here. So I think I might do that just because, you know, I don't need to be sticking the gas nozzle in here and it hitting my wiring and messing things up. So I'm going to do the right thing and put some zip ties on there. I tested the fuel gauge with this one and it works great. What I did is I unplugged the fuel pump here and then I just plugged this in and I turned the key in the car on and had it all the way down. It said empty. Put it about halfway. It said half. I put it all the way. She said full. So it works. Woohoo! Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Now we just got to get all this stuff out of the way and get her down in there. messing with the gasket right now, which you can't probably see. Alright, now here's the fun part, is getting this. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Come on, there we go. And then this goes up in the same corner. The cool thing about this, good thing, whatever you want to call it, is it can only go in one way. You would think it'd go more than one way, but it won't. And so I'm just going to have to mess with it a little bit. And watch, I probably put the, there we go. Probably put the sock in the wrong way, so it doesn't want to go in the right way. Yep, that's probably what I did. Because the sock's got to go on a certain way, I'll bet you. Yep. Whoop, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Whoop, maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe, no, I don't know. Doesn't seem to want to go. Well, there. Something's holding me up just a tidbit. I mean, it's there, but it feels like, I think what it is I got the sock facing the wrong way. I probably should have looked at that. So I'm going to pull her back out, which means there's going to be gas all over the place. Okay. And then I'm going to have to get a flashlight and look down inside there. Well, this is the idea of these things, is you learn by my mistakes. So I'm going to leave it right like this. Go get a flashlight and take a look-see down in there. Oddly enough, it actually was perfect where it was, but it feels like something's holding it just a tad above where I want it to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these bolts in, and then I'm going to test on it. So, well, maybe that was it. It wasn't in the right spot. That felt pretty good just there. There goes one of the bolts right there. Nope, it's not one of the bolts. Let's see. Okay, there it is. All right. Right there. Yep. There's one of the bolts. Right? Am I in? Nope, not in. You can't see what you're doing because your hands are in the way. I think that's one of them in now. Yep, that's one of them in now. Okay. Now we got to try to get the gasket miscombobulated. It's kind of crooked. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah. Something's hanging it up. I don't know if I'm just a tad off. I have a hard time believing when I put that fuel pump in the last time that I had it that perfect. But she does look a little misconstrued now. The gasket's not. I think what I may have to do is put a little gunk on the gasket, and that way it won't move on me. Because it seems to be, well, it's movable. But I can't get the gasket to line up now, so yeah, we'll have to take that back out and do some more finagling. I don't normally put RTV on anything with fuel related. I'm going to set the gasket in the RTV and line up the holes. Well, that might be part of the problem I was having, is the holes only line up one way. You know, I'm just not happy unless I've got stuff all over. Okay, gasket is the wrong one. That could be a problem. Gasket does not line up at all. Or does it? Nope. Let me try it this way. Okay, there it goes. It's idiot proof, and I'm the idiot. Okay, the gasket only goes on one way, and I guess that's so you won't put the whole situation in backwards. But you can't put it in upside down. You can put it in, you know, well, I guess What I'm trying to say is it only goes in one way. And that's the way. So, yeesh. Okay, anyway. Oh, you know what? I've got a clamp sitting there waiting on that one. I've got a clamp waiting on that one. I don't have a clamp waiting on this one. So let me fetch a clamp. I readjusted the thing so it's more straight, you know, the screen, so it'll fit inside that little cup. And that's all I can think of to do. So let's try it again. Trying it again. Everything's been adjusted and I got the gasket lined up this time. These hoses want to be under instead of on it. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay. Still a little bit not the way I want it. Well, in spite of my best efforts, the gasket did move. Not a lot, but it did move. The problem is I can't get my hands in there at the same time. Oop, I think I got one. Whoops. There we go. There goes one on each side. Woohoo! And you have to follow the same rule always, is never tighten them all up until you have... This one's longer. I'm going to put it around this way, I think. Okay. That'd be fine. So let's put my little... no, can't put that on yet. You can't put the hoses on until you're done putting all your bolts in because they hit each other and the hoses will be in your way. So let's get the rest of the bolts and put them in. Well, everything's still loose. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my wiring. There we go. Make sure it's snapped in there but good, because that I can tuck way out of the way. There you go. Alright, so let's put the rest of these in. I almost forgot. Got the little locky doodah here that goes in the side. Boy, lighting is terrible. Can't see nothing. You got to put this little locky thingy in there, and hope I got it right. Let's see. Yeah, it looks right. It won't go in the other way. But I don't know if it just pops right back out again. Or... Nope, it's in there good. Okay, good. Alright, yeah, don't forget that thing. And now we go back. Now I'm going to use the extension to get these bolts in because it's kind of hard to get to them. Otherwise, you can't hardly get your hand in there because it's, you know, not a lot of working area. And when I show you guys my surprise, you'll see just how little room there is in there. got to put some clampage on here. And put the hoses on. There we go. It's a dreary day out and raining on and off, so unfortunately I can't pull this out and work on it where I can see what I'm doing. And it's hard with lighting because shadows, you put your hand down in there, it makes it hard to see. But here we go. Vent tube. You might be tempted not to put the clamp on the vent tube, and you can get away with it. But if the car is ever upside down, which, shiny side down, not up, then you might have a problem because the gas will start pouring out of the vent tubes, and you'll want to make sure that that clamp is on there just in case. So I hate to think about that, but it can happen. And I'm the first violator of that rule because sometimes vent tubes are a pain in the butt. And so I'll be the first one to try just slide it on there without a clamp, especially because this one's got one of those squeezo clampos. But really should put them on. They put them on from the factory for a reason. There we go. Okay, those are good and tight. This one I gotta get a special pair of pliers for. It's one of those squeezy dealies, factory jobbies, but it shouldn't be too big a deal. And then we're ready to test on it. I know it looks dark, but that's because I'm in the car. Turn the ignition on, here's my gas gauge, and there it is. Nope, there it's not. There we go. Okay, you can see it's saying just a hair under half. That's exactly what should be in there. And now we'll test the fuel pump. One more time. You've got to prime it, And there we go. Gas gauge is working. Yay! You gotta admit, this is kind of a cool dash. There's your tach, gauges, speedometers over here. But it's just kind of it's cool. And I probably have the only one. Oh, and there's all your controls. You can't really see them with the camera, I guess. But, I probably have the only C4 in existence that the gauges actually work. I say actually a lot. Tried to do this with the lights off. I said actually again. Man, I had to turn the lights on in order to see all this, because if I turn the lights off, you can't hardly see what's going on here. You can, I guess, but it's real dim. So anyway, that was just showing. I had to turn the lights on so y'all can see the gas gauge is working, and as you can tell, the engine's running, so the fuel pump's working too. Yay! If this end screen looks a little weird, you're probably right. I'm out in the garage freezing my butt off because it's like 27 degrees out here right now. This is days, maybe even weeks later, but I forgot to do an end screen for this video. Right? So anyway, all I'm going to say, it wasn't that bad. It was challenging because it's a one-off, as usual. Everything I've got is a one-off. But aside from that, it went pretty good. But all I'm going to say is please subscribe if you like this video. There's lots more on this car.
this is going to be near the last video on this car for now. She's almost done. Got a couple of more things to do. We're going to get those aired as well. And this car's done, and we're going to move on to the old Gremlin. Because I know there's at least one guy out there, and he knows who he is, waiting for this Gremlin, right? So we're going to try to get this Gremlin going this year too. And Christmas is coming. And I want this car done by the end of this year, the Gremlin I'm talking about. But this car's done. I just got to get some of the window tint off the back window. And there's one more surprise. You got to wait for that one. I haven't had a chance to edit it yet, but there's one more surprise on this Corvette that I've been kind of holding off on you guys, and I'm waiting to show you what it is. So it's coming next. So after this video, stay tuned for the next one because it's going to be my surprise. I hope you like it. I've got a sneak preview because I already finished it. I just haven't aired it yet. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's see if you all agree. But nonetheless, please subscribe. Smash down that like button. It makes me feel good. And if you didn't like it, feel free to tell me why, and then, don't watch the next one, I guess. I don't know. But anyhow, thank you for you subscribers. You guys rock. You are the reason that I do this. I appreciate all your comments, good or bad. So far, almost 99.9% of them are good. So it makes me feel good, right? Get all warm and fuzzy inside, But anyhow, that's all I got. See ya.